In a quiet village, as the sun rose over dusty streets, a young girl ran barefoot, not because she wanted to, but because she had no choice. She didn't have shoes, but she loved the freedom of running, the feeling of the earth beneath her feet. One morning, an old, worn-out vehicle stopped at the edge of the village. A man stepped out, leaning on a cane, and watched her. His eyes held a mix of curiosity and recognition, as if he saw a part of himself in her. He called out, "Why do you run without shoes?" She stopped, catching her breath, and said, "Because I can't afford them." The man didn't offer her shoes or money. Instead, he pulled a stopwatch from his pocket, its edges worn smooth from years of use, and handed it to her. "Shoes won't make you faster," he said. "But if you can beat your time every day, I'll teach you what I know." From that day on, the girl ran with a new purpose. She woke before the sun, timing herself as she raced through the streets. At first, it was hard. Her feet ached, her legs trembled, and sometimes she wanted to give up. But every time she faltered, the man was there, leaning on his cane, nodding in quiet encouragement. "You'll stumble," he told her once. "But every stumble teaches you where the ground is strongest." Weeks turned into months. The stopwatch became her greatest rival. She wasn't running for fun anymore. She was running to prove she could be better. One day, as she collapsed on the dusty ground after a grueling run, she looked at the man and asked, "Why are you helping me?" He smiled faintly, tapping his cane. "Because once someone handed me this stopwatch when I thought I couldn't run anymore. They believed in me when I didn't. Now, I'm passing it on." Years passed, and the girl grew stronger. She entered local races, winning some and losing others. Each time, she carried the stopwatch, her constant reminder to push harder. Eventually, she stood at the starting line of an international marathon. She wore proper running shoes now, but in her hand was the same stopwatch that had guided her all these years. As the race began, she ran with the same fire she'd had as a child. She overtook competitors one by one, her focus unshaken. When she crossed the finish line, the crowd erupted. The scoreboard flashed, new record. Reporters swarmed around her asking, "How did you become so fast? What's your secret?" She smiled, holding up the stopwatch. "I trained to outrun excuses, not competitors." Her story became a symbol of hope, a reminder that greatness comes not from what you have, but from what you're willing to give. And somewhere, in a quiet village, another child began to run, clutching a stopwatch that once belonged to a girl who outran her own doubts. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who might need a little motivation today. Subscribe to Chronicles of Bravery for more short, powerful stories that remind us all of what's possible.